Hey, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Molly G, back at y'all on another one. And we got to run about DDG, man. He basically was saying that you can't pay no girls rent because once you do that, it starts being about love and it becomes a business. I ain't really seen none of this clip, so we're gonna react to it together. Let's see what old DDG talking about, man.
I never paid her. I never paid a girl rent before. I never paid a girl.
Cap,
Never paid a girl rent.
cap.
Like I may give her
If
some
you
money
can't-
for some
if-
pussy and she use it towards her rent.
Yeah,
But
but
I
I
never-
can't like.
Never just
I don't. I don't believe in that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know he cap.
That's what.
Because like when
The
you
shade.
do that for a girl, that girl not just with you because of who you are or what you bring to the table. Shots by LL. Appreciate that 5. She don't care about none of that. All she care about, let me be nice to this nigga. Let me be cool with this nigga. Let me do this to this nigga. Let me get in the bed with do blah blah blah. So I can make sure my rent paid on the first.
Yeah.
And then
I know both of these niggas cap, especially the shade. Now, if you watch his content, you know his content is very lustful, very woman orientated. DDG, he kind of the same way, but he a little bit more laid back. DDG, he been doing this way before the shade, so all this ain't really nothing new to him. But I definitely think he didn't pay women's rent before. Like I definitely think like DDG is playing with a lot of M's. The Shay, the type of dude he is, I know he didn't did that for a couple of baddies. These little streaming baddies, like the circles these men are in and the money they making. I'm pretty sure they didn't did it. And even if you don't pay the rent, even if you took her and got her a expensive bag or something like that, same difference. You know, and regardless, dog, you paying for it indirectly, regardless. That's why a lot of dudes they rather just go ahead on and pay for it up front. Pay for your time up front. Whatever y'all do with y'all time, that's what y'all business is. But of course, you know what a man gonna want. But you're gonna be paying for it indirectly or directly. You could be man one. Man one, he's paying for it indirectly, taking on dates, doing a whole lot of texting, a whole lot of talking, a whole lot of, courting, even with a girl that he don't even really see himself with. He just doing that to get closer to the pussy. He just getting his pussy points up, as as some might call it. Um, so he's gonna be doing all this, doing this for maybe even 3 months, after date after date after date. And mind you, dating is expensive right now. Maybe they got a gift here, a gift there, Valentine's Day gift, birthday, within them 3 months gift, maybe a little trip, and this is stuff that dudes with money can do. Now, if you a regular, you know, average Joe dude, you probably then, gave her some money for something else, gave her gas money, looked out for her own food a few times, and took her out a couple of times. But at the end of the day, when you add it up, you probably spend X amount of dollars versus a man who just gonna pay for it up front. How much your rent is, or how much you want for me to come over tonight, how much that bag is that you want. If you got it to afford, or if it's a lower level gift, like how much this perfume is, and we gonna make the exchange. Who you think came out better? The dude who spent all this time and spent even more money, or the dude who spent less money and just got it done with that one and done? That's how I know these dudes capping. It looked good for the camera. It looked good for the camera. And like I say, you probably did it indirectly.
she ain't really looking at you like for that,
Yeah.
I paid rent 5, 9 times. Shit. Type of girls I fuck with, boy. That goddamn rent ain't gonna be.
Hell nah,
Shit
bro.
gonna be 5, 10,000, nigga. I'm cool, bro. I'm straight.
Yeah, I'm not paying no girl no rent.
I can't do it, bro. I'll teach a girl how to pay her own rent. I'm the type of nigga. I'll put a girl on how to make some money for herself. So you don't need me for shit. But I ain't finna be a nigga just for what? Some pussy? No.
Yes.
I mean, the pussy make the world go round. What you doing all this for? You're doing it for pussy. If it wasn't men if it wasn't women in this world, what would you do all you doing for? You feel what I'm saying? What you getting the jewelry for? What you getting the yachts for? What you getting the? Why you going on a fancy vacation for pussy? You know, DDG basically summed it up. You know, and you seen the look on his face. He was like, "You right, but it look good for the camera. It look good for the camera." You know. Then he was saying the type of girls I fuck with, they rent $5,000-$10,000. Yeah, that ain't a lot to a nigga like you when you got them M's though. You know, especially if it's a baddie that you really want. India Love. You don't think he was tricking on India Love and he was fucking, man, you got I got some beachfront property I'd like to sell you if you don't think that was going on. Now, another thing he said was, I'll teach a girl some game and make her get her own money. Now, let me tell you about that. That's kind of some pimping shit. You know, he did the same thing with Ruby Rose. He was the one that got Ruby Rose to start doing OnlyFans. That blew her up even more. Now, that can't be true. A woman do like a man that can teach them something, especially a skill set where they could find, you know, their own pathway to money. You know, they do like that. But here's the caveat. No matter how much money she make, if she's fucking with you, women don't like to spend their own money. You know, so when she's going to want something, she's going to want you as the man to do your role and provide her with the money. You know, women like to extract. Women like to extract time. Women like to extract attention. Women like to extract money. Women like to extract resources. You know, and they're gonna siphon you for everything they can. Why they with you? You gonna give it to them one way or another. You know. So, I mean, what y'all think down in the comment section? Y'all think DDG cap? You think DDG cap? Let me know down in the comment section. Do you think he did it regardless whether he knew it or not indirectly? If he didn't do it directly, and let me know y'all stance on this whole dynamic of, yeah, man. Once you know you pay that rent, she ain't even gonna look at you for you no more. It's just gonna be about business at that time. Everything gonna be transactional, and that's one of the things about this dating area that I think it is. A lot of stuff is transactional. You know, a lot of women, they want a man for their status, for their money, and a lot of men want women from. A lot of men want women for their body and their pussy. You know, what else he said? He said, yeah, it become like a business, and a woman just gonna tell a nigga what they want to hear, play that role, and that's why I was saying about the white women in my last video. Like, the white women, they know how to play that role real good. They know the long game. You know, they get to looking at these athletes and sizing them up. You know, like a goddamn draft combine. You know, looking at the height, looking at the size, looking at his college stats. Like, they actually be studying this shit. You know. Seeing if he's a bench player, seeing if he's a starter, is he an All-American? Like, they actually scout for this shit. And then they go ahead on and play that role and just, you know, fill in what's ever needed. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And, you know, until next time, I'm out.